In most years I cover my beds in the fall totally with leaves, so in the spring it's just a matter of pulling the leaves back, working in some compost and starting planting. This year I didn't get to it, so I've got a weed problem that is more than a little out of control. The tools that I'm going to use to help me get out of this problem are a broad fork, a CobraHead weeder, and a border fork. And I'll show you how I work it, and hopefully within a short time I'll have this bed cleaned and ready to plant. Using a broad fork to help you weed an overgrown area can be a very good thing to do, but it has to be previously cultivated soil. Broad fork does not work well on hard-packed virgin soil, but in an area that's been gardened before, it's a very easy tool to use. It's just a matter of positioning the fork where you want it and rocking it back and forth while you work your way from one side of the fork to the other, and just pop the soil open. I'm going to try to break all of this with the fork, then come back with my little weeder down on my hands and knees to pull out the loosened weeds. I'm putting the finishing touches on broad forking my overgrown bed here. It took me about 20 minutes to do this 22 foot long by 5 foot wide bed, over 100 square feet. If I would have done this with a traditional garden fork, it certainly would have taken me 3 or 4 hours. And this is much more efficient in getting those taprooted weeds loosened up as well. I like to hold the CobraHead right where the plastic meets the steel. Then I can put the blade exactly where I want it, get a second hand on it. With loosened up soil, it's just a matter of pulling the weeds towards you, getting a hold of them, beating off the dirt. For using the CobraHead as a scalping tool, it's a slightly different grip. First I'm edging with it, then I mostly hold it like this. Just lay the edge of the blade into the hard soil where I scalp off the roots. Then back to the original motion to get behind the weeds, knock off the dirt. I like to keep the border fork at my side for when I encounter taprooted weeds like this burdock. Well, I might be able to get it with the CobraHead. It's much easier just to get the fork behind it and give it a little push. The cultivating tine blade of the CobraHead weeder and cultivator, what we like to call the steel fingernail, has a natural tendency to want to bring weed roots to the surface, which makes it ideal putting the finishing touches on a bed, making sure you get most of the weeds out. I pulled all the major weeds out of this overgrown bed. The whole process has taken me about 2 hours. Now I'll have to put the final touches on with my favorite antique 5-tine cultivating hoe, which will do a great job of bringing weeds to the surface and at the same time shape the bed and get it ready for planting.